Yo, you know what I've been seeing a lot and I've been hearing a lot online recently, man?
What, babe? What have you been
People
seeing?
have been complaining already about Bray Wyatt. People don't have patience. People are bored. People are getting antsy. He doesn't do anything. He hasn't gotten physical yet. People just being completely impatient, and I don't get why people. I don't get why people can have patience for so much other stuff, but don't understand when there's great storytelling in front of them.
I mean, but here's the thing. Is it great storytelling or is it just intricate storytelling? Because they're not always the same thing. Intricate storytelling is that you having, the promos, you having the little upside down wasp or bee, whatever the heck that thing is, firefly, moth, whatever the heck that is. You
I'm
have
still
that,
trying to figure it out.
yeah, that upside down bug. You having the QR codes. You having the white rabbits. You having these things, flickering next to Alexa Bliss. You having all these symbols, and it's like it's all these interesting, intriguing things, but that doesn't actually make a story. Now, the story that I'm assuming, from what I've gathered, is that Bray Wyatt is just kind of in his own head or fighting or battling his own demons.
Yeah, he has a split personality going on.
Yeah, which is cool.
Wait, what did you think of Uncle Howdy?
I mean, I don't really particularly care for it, only because I just feel like the mask looks really ridiculous.
No, people think it's very creepy.
It's like, I don't know. I feel like the mask looks kind of stupid. I mean, it's not a deal breaker for me, but it's just very hard for me to take him seriously. But my thing is that, are you gonna have yourself? Are you gonna back yourself into a corner like the whole Ezekiel and Elias thing, where you got one person playing two characters, and like, how are you gonna make that work? I do think Bray will do it a good job. I think he will figure out a way to make it work, but it just seems very redundant. So I can understand why people say it's getting a little boring.
I mean, the only thing I could say is something's got to happen like in the next week or so. Somebody has to get attacked.
Yeah.
Somebody got to get laid out somewhere. But the thing going back to Uncle Howdy is there was rumors going around that it might be his brother Bo Dallas returning. Now I know you don't know too much about Bo Dallas, but Bo Dallas was he was very talented. You know, he got the short end of the stick when he got called up to the main roster. I
did hear about that.
But Bo Dallas, he was very entertaining. He was very. The reason why I say Bo leave is because of Bo Dallas. But I think my thing is people got to be patient. Okay,
gotta be patient, man.
Got to be patient, man. But I've said yes. He within the next week or so, somebody has to get laid out. Somebody has to get recruited. Something has to happen other than these promos. Now the promo that he had on SmackDown was fantastic. With him talking to the production guy in the back about him getting interrupted, and he compared it to when you getting cut off on the road and stuff like that. And trust me, being the driver, I know what it is. When if you just have those thoughts in 30 seconds, what you would do. I can't be having those thoughts because I'm a Christian. I can't be thinking that way. You know, God forgive me. But back to the story. I am intrigued. We're still trying to figure out who these characters. Now they did flash the little wasp, the firefly, the bee, whatever it is, when Alexa Bliss was talking before her match at Crown Jewel, before she lost the belt. But when that happened, everybody was going crazy because everybody knows the history. Babe, you know the history of Alexa Bliss.
Yeah,
with Bray Wyatt.
And I think it's terrible. That's why I don't want it back.
This goes back to our recent video that we did.
Yeah, we just did a video on that. Thank y'all also for your comments and love on that one. Most people were saying it needs to be Liv Morgan, at least in our comments. But the whole Alexa Bliss, let's not act like that run was successful. Like, I don't understand why people would think that something magical is going to happen this time around when the last run was not successful.
Babe, it was great. She was Harley Quinn. He was the Joker.
But what happened?
He got burnt.
But what did she do? She didn't win any belts. She didn't have any particularly memorable feuds.
She threw a fireball in Randy Orton's face.
Yeah, and that was it. But it was like, it's not like she was in that stupid playhouse every single Sunday. And then she was in therapy every single Sunday. It was a whole bunch of time wasting things. And this is the problem, I think, with Bray Wyatt's run right now is, while I don't think his is going to be a waste of time, and I do feel like his is actually building to something, a lot of times this whole build up, when it comes to the more magical, mystical side, it's a lot of patience that you're asking for the audience for something that may or may not really pay off. The difference with like regular title matches and regular feuds is that it's going to end in something. It's going to end either in a memorable win. It's going to end up with a memorable title change. It's going to end up with something, hopefully. But when you have these mystical type of storylines, these magical type of things, what's the end goal?
I mean, the only person that really, pulled it off when we was younger, of course, was The Undertaker and Kane. But when they started to put the magic on Bray Wyatt, I mean, when he first got called up, the only thing he would do was like really turn off the lights and turn them on. But then, like when Alexa and stuff got recruited, they started shooting fireballs, and even when the Inferno match, Bray Wyatt was summoning the fire and all that stuff, like he was Kane. But
just for him to get burned by freaking Randy Orton,
one RKO, and I think it was
just for him to get beat by Goldberg.
Don't mention that, please.
Not gonna lie, when I saw his segment in Saudi, I was like, this must be he must be having some PTSD right now. Yeah,
the man was never the same after Bill Goldberg.
But that's what I'm trying to say is like there has to be a payoff that you guys are trying to root for. Now, I will say for things like, for example, going back to the whole Elias and Ezekiel comparison, the thing with that is that it was just for straight fun. We all know it was going to come to an end at some point. I actually miss Elias. I never thought I would think I would say that. Ezekiel, yeah. I never thought I would miss Ezekiel. But it was just for fun, but these storylines is more darker, it's more extravagant, it's requiring more suspension of belief.
Babe, who is going to be a part of the Wyatt Six?
But my thing is, I don't care so much about who's going to be a part of it as I do as what are they going to do. Because the same thing we saw with ¿cómo se llama? With Mustafa's group.
Retribution.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Retribution. They had all these great people on their team. They had all these memorable moments, but there was no angle. There was nothing for them to do.
They started out strong.
It started out strong, just like the whole Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt started off strong. Now, Bray Wyatt is a creative person, and I do think he's going to surprise us. But you can't keep having these same segments every week and being like, oh, well, it's, it's going to pay off.
Something
it's gonna pay
Bray
off.
Wyatt says he's going to do some bad things to people.
And I hope so. But right now, all you're doing is talking to yourself. I feel like I'm watching a therapy session.
Babe, he doesn't like to be interrupted. Every time he talks, he speaks his mind. He gets interrupted. And that's why they had the segment
Nobody
on.
Likes being interrupted.
We're building layers to this story. Okay?
Babe, nobody likes to be interrupted.
Babe, we are building these layers, okay?
All I'm saying is, mark my words, on today, whenever we post this video, I'm telling y'all right now, the same thing that happened last time. I hope y'all prove me wrong, but I feel like the same thing that happened last time is going to happen this time. It's going to be all these great build-ups for these great expectations. Everybody's going to get their expectations super high.
Oh, my expectations is up.
And then when it comes time to pull the trigger, everybody is going to be pissed off.
The only way...
Same thing that happened with WrestleMania, and we was there.
Yeah, we was. It sucked the air out of the... It sucked the air out the building. We was going crazy for Bliss, but when he just lost off of one RKO, it was just like, wait a minute. Isn't this man supposed to be impervious to pain?
In 4 minutes, mind you.
But it's like, the only way they can mess this up is if they feed him to Roman Reigns. To derail his
they need to not.
But the question is, because a lot of people is saying like, okay, now that Bray Wyatt's coming back, he has to be the one to beat Roman Reigns. But we can't forget about my man, adrenaline in my soul, something, Cody Rhodes. Our savior, Cody Rhodes, has to win
First
this.
of all, I don't think he needs to beat Roman Reigns. I think he might need to screw him out of the win, but I don't think he needs to beat Roman Reigns.
It's Cody. Cody Rhodes has to take the belt. But is Bray Wyatt boring? I don't think so.
I hope not. But I'm not getting my expectations high.
The expectations up for me. All right, so check you on the next one.